Alright, hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and today is Tuesday, March the 19th of 2024, and we are going to be talking about passports, and that's coming up right after this. Alright everyone, welcome back to Traveling with Justin. I am Justin. Yep. I got Traveling with Justin right up there. All right, and so yeah, today we are going to be talking about passports. Passports are required for any international travel, as we all know that, right? So if you want to fly anywhere, you have to have a passport to enter into another country. But if you're going on a cruise, there's a couple different things that you could avoid having a passport, which is called a closed loop cruise, where I can go to Seattle and I can cruise to Alaska, but that includes a stop in Canada because you have to have an international stop on any cruise destination. And you come back to Seattle, you could travel on a birth certificate. Or you can go from Los Angeles down to the Mexican Riviera. That means Cabo, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, or Ensenada and stuff like that. And then come back to Los Angeles, and that's considered a closed loop cruise, and a birth certificate would be perfect for that. Yeah, anything out of Galveston to Mexico or the New England coast, anywhere where there's an international stop and you're coming back to the same port, you do not have to have a passport. But if you're going from, say, San Francisco to Fort Lauderdale via the Panama Canal, you'll need a passport. If you're going from Fort Lauderdale over to London on a transatlantic cruise, you'll need a passport. Or if you're going from Los Angeles on the South Pacific all the way down to Australia, of course you're going to have a passport. And that is always a rule of thumb, right? Because you're going to an international destination. All right, so why am I talking about passports? Well, this passport right here, we always have a passport whenever we cruise, just in case there's an emergency. If we're in Costa Rica and there is a medical emergency or there is an emergency, we have to disembark the ship, and to get back to the States, you have passport. Easiest way to do it. You can go there, you can try to get an expedited passport and things like that. But passport, you just show this and you're on the next flight. Or not the next flight, you're on a flight back to the United States. All right, so I'm saying this, because most people do not know anything about the passport. And, you can look at your passport and say, oh, my passport expires, it expires at the end of May of 2024. All right, so I can go on a trip in April. That's not a problem at all, right? That's wrong. You can't do that. Most places in the world require 6 months left on your passport. So if you want to cruise in May, you have to have May, June, July, August, September, October. I would say November, just to be safe. So yeah, you have to have the passport expire that late. And if you do not have the passport expiring 6 months after your trip is over, then you will be denied boarding of the cruise ship. Okay, it doesn't expire until May. So I can do my cruise in April without a problem. No, you can't. You get there, they'll look at it and they're like, this expires in a month. Well, yeah, it does expire in a month. So I can still use it. No, you can't. You have to have 6 months. A lot of people don't understand that, yeah, you have to have that 6 months buffer there. So it is always good to check your passport and make sure, all right, I'm going to go on a trip. Let's say I'm going to Rome in August of 2024. I'm going to look at my passport and say, when does this expire? Like mine doesn't expire until I'm 29, so I'm good. I'm okay with that. But, you have to look at your passport and say, oh, I need to get this renewed. or I'm good. Like my son, he's gonna go with me. Okay, we're headed off to Rome. We're not really headed off to Rome. Okay, this is just theory. Okay, so my son and I are headed off to Rome, and his passport expires in August of this year. What does he do? He has to go get that renewed because he has no time left on his passport. So he will have to get that thing renewed before we travel to Rome. We're not traveling to Rome. Okay, we're not, this is just hypothetically speaking. Okay, so, but if we were to go to Rome and his passport is not good and it expires, yeah, he'll have to get a new one. But if we go in July and his doesn't expire until the end of August, he still has to get a new one because you have to have that 6-month buffer. There are some countries, I think Australia, they only require 3 months, but that's pushing it. So my opinion, my recommendation would be to look at your passport before you plan a major trip and say, oh, yeah, it expires. This is, let me think, oh, that's not 6 months out. So always plan ahead because you do not want to get to the airport and fly to, say, London, and they look at your passport and say, you can't go because your passport expires in a month and you need that 6 months. So you're thinking, why do I need the 6 months? Well, there's a number of reasons. Just in case something happens and you have to stay beyond your passport expiration date. My passport expires in a month. I'm not coming back to the States. Yeah, I'm going to go live, Yeah, it helps cut back on that. That's the theory anyway. But so that is the video for today. It's all about the passports. So I would suggest that you look at your passport. You make sure that it doesn't expire before your trip is up and you have an additional 6 months. Alright guys, so that is the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you found it useful and informational. And hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. And yes, passports are a way to travel. And you have to make sure yours is up to date. Alright guys, until the next one, I will see you later. Bye.